Hello, everyone. My name is Izzy Samwar, and today I'll be talking about understanding diversity by sharing my project on intersectionality of queer Muslim identities. This topic is deeply personal and important to me as a Middle Eastern Muslim woman who is also connected to the LGBTQ plus community. These overlapping identities face unique challenges, and I want to explore how they are represented and supported, especially within educational spaces. My hope is that this project will inspire greater inclusivity in schools and beyond. This is the table of contents just to keep it a little bit organized. This is my cultural autobiography, and I'll just start with just my social economic status, which I would be a middle or working class. I mentioned I was Muslim, so my religion is Islam, but I'm not practicing, and I am located in Los Angeles, California. My ethnic identity would be Middle Eastern. I am a female and I go by the pronouns of she and her, and my sexual orientation is heterosexual. Um, so as I mentioned, I come from a Middle Eastern background, and being a Muslim woman shapes much of who I am. Growing up in this culture, I've experienced firsthand how important faith and community are, but also how challenging it can be for those who don't conform to traditional norms. My connection to the LGBTQ plus community gives me a unique lens to view these struggles. By sharing my story and others like mine, I hope to break down barriers and build understanding. So this is, obviously an introduction to my research topic, which I already mentioned a little bit, which is researching queer Muslims and focusing on their intersectionality and their struggles. So, and this is the why, but I'll go into that a little bit more in my next couple slides. So for my future career goals, in my future career, I aim to work in K through 12 education, which I have listed here. And eventually, my long-term goal would be take on leadership roles like as an assistant principal, or even a director. And I want to create school environments where all students feel seen and valued, regardless of their identity. Understanding intersectional experiences like those of queer Muslims is really essential to fostering inclusivity in our schools. This work is not just about representation, it's about safety, belonging, and empowerment. So, these are my career aspirations, and then this is a connection to the research. So, really, just like researching and will help me understand how identity and culture shape students' experiences. So, why I chose this topic. So this topic, again, is really important to me because it addresses a significant gap in our understanding of marginalized identities. As a Middle Eastern Muslim woman, I have seen how cultural expectations and religious beliefs can sometimes conflict with our personal identity. For queer Muslims, this conflict is even greater. By addressing these issues in educational settings, I hope to create a foundation for acceptance and understanding that can ripple into a broader society. So this is really important to me, and also just important to, in general, a lot of people, but just just being, Middle Eastern and also growing up with these like traditions or these religious, beliefs that we hold, we tend to hear like, oh, you can't be gay and Muslim. Oh, you can't be a lesbian and have these traditions. Like, why can't we? Why can this person not be able to do that? So it's really important, especially with the future generations, and that we build a safe space for this community. So it's really important. My why, is it's important to me, especially. But I want to learn more about queer Muslim experiences and how schools can support these identities. As an educator, this is really important to me. Next is understanding intersectionality. So intersectionality is at the heart of this project, right? It's about understanding how different aspects of identity, like race, religion, gender, and sexuality, overlap and influence each other. For queer Muslims, this means navigating faith, cultural expectations, and sexuality, often in environments that don't fully embrace them. By exploring this, I hope to shed light on the unique struggles these individuals face and the resilience they show in building their own spaces of acceptance. So, this is again, it goes into just making sure that there's a safe and supportive environment for them. And just, key to creating exclusive environments that support all students. I think that's really important. Intersectionality is a crucial for understanding how identity affects student experiences. So yeah, that's the main important thing about intersectionality here. I included 3 different resources that I thought were really important. The first resource I found is the Queer Muslim Project, an amazing platform that amplifies queer Muslim voices through art, culture, and storytelling. It explores intersectionality by highlighting religion, sexuality, and ethnicity, and even immigrant identities. This resource helps educators and students alike understand the lived experiences of queer Muslims. I see myself using this to design workshops or inclusive lesson plans that promote empathy and challenge harmful stereotypes. And I added the link, which it will take us to the website, and this is the website, and it's designed beautifully, and I think it has great tools and resources for the community. I love this, so I attached it. Definitely a beautiful resource. So and I added, I broke it down just kind of how I mentioned, but I plan to use this to discuss identity complexities and promote empathy for queer Muslims. I think this is a great article. The second resource is Can You Really Be a Queer Muslim? The second resource is an article titled Can You Really Be a Queer Muslim? It's a powerful exploration of how faith and sexuality intersect in the lives of queer Muslims. It combines personal narratives and cultural analysis to reveal the challenges and resilience of holding these identities. This is a resource I would use to spark classroom discussions and help students think critically about identity and acceptance. And I attached the link, another beautiful resource that I use and others can use as a reference. But I just think it's just really powerful to have this as a tool and a reference. For reference, my reference for number 3, my resource, the third resource focuses on queer Muslim women sharing their personal stories of navigating faith, sexuality, and culture expectations. It highlights the strength and love found in these journeys despite the challenges. This resource is valuable for its authenticity and can be used to humanize discussions about intersectionality. I would use this to encourage students to reflect on their own identities and understand the diversity of others' experiences. And I attached the link as well, this article. Another resource that I found really beautiful, especially just this one connects to me just because, I'm a Muslim woman, but I think it's pretty nice to have a queer Muslim woman and the stories that are brought onto this website and what others have mentioned and have gone through some of their challenges and their stories. I think that's beautiful, so others do not feel alone in this, feel alone, and they have support as well in this community. So some of my big takeaways through this research, I have learned so much about the importance of representation and understanding intersectionality for queer Muslims. Acceptance isn't just about tolerance, it's about embracing all aspects of who they are. This project has reinforced my commitment to creating inclusive environments in schools where students and educators can grow together in empathy and respect. As a Muslim woman, this work is deeply personal, and I hope to continue making a difference through education and advocacy. So yeah, these are just some of my own big takeaways. But the complexity of queer Muslim identities and their experiences in school system. This one is the intersection of religion and sexual orientation poses a unique challenges, and this one's important. Educators must be aware of these intersectional identities to foster inclusivity and respect in the classroom. So these are my final thoughts. So, finally, in this project has been both a professional and personal journey for me as a Middle Eastern woman, with connections to the LGBTQ plus community. I've seen how important it is to create spaces where intersectional identities are not just acknowledged but celebrated. This work matters because it's about ensuring that every student feels safe, valued, and empowered to be themselves. So moving forward, I'm committed to advocating for inclusive practices in education, challenging harmful stereotypes, and using what I've learned to foster understanding and acceptance. This is not just an academic exercise or project. It really means a lot to me. It's a mission to make our schools and communities a better place for everyone. So this is really important. I attached some images I got from my resources list of just queer Muslims in the community. But through this research, I've gained a deeper understanding of how intersectionality shapes the educational experiences in marginalized groups. This knowledge will be invaluable to my future work as an educator and leader in fostering inclusive educational practices. And for my next steps, continuing to explore the complexities of queer Muslim experiences by applying these findings in my work to ensure more equitable and inclusive educational settings. Lastly, finally, this is the end of my presentation. Here is a full list of my resources. This really is just my docs, my Google Docs, and all my resources and information that I used to put together this Google slide I've used on this project. Each of these have given me valuable insights to intersectionality, queer Muslim identities, and how to foster inclusivity. I encourage everyone of you to explore these on your own and consider how we can all contribute to creating a more understanding and inclusive spaces. Thank you so much for your time, and I really hope that this presentation inspires you to think about how we can all contribute to more inclusive future. I think that's the main goal, right? I think it's just how can we make the future better as educators, right? So thank you so much. I can't wait to hear and look at your guys' presentations and learn about it and comment. And yeah, this has been great. Thank you.